So are Swell water bottles worth it? This is going to be a comprehensive review of these bottles, so let's get to it. So what makes these bottles so special and expensive? They're just stainless steel water bottles, really. Well, firstly, I think it's because of the design. They have a sleek appearance that feels good in the hands, and so yeah, I'll give it top marks for that. They claim that their water bottles and their Traveler series keeps liquids hot for 12 hours and cold for 24 hours. They have loads of designs and colors to choose from, and sizes range from 20 ounces, 16 ounces, and 12 ounces for the Travelers, and 25 and 17 and 9 ounces for the original water bottles. The bottles are sweat-proof with their Swell insulation technology. So it's a fancy way of saying it's got a triple wall design, so no condensation forms. The caps are made from metal with a BPA-free plastic cap that has a flexible seal. Also, the mouth of the water bottle might not fit all ice cubes, but the ones from my ice machine fit fine, but your mileage may vary. So I did some testing that was oh so scientific, but I think my test method was good enough. I have two versions to test, their original water bottle and their Traveler line, which is a bit newer. So purchase price was a whopping $45 for each one of these bottles, so it's crazy if you think about it, but maybe I'm just cheap. But I also included in the test this cheaper water bottle that is kind of generic, and it came in at $8. All the bottles would remain at room temperature of 23 degrees Celsius throughout the test. First test was I filled each bottle with cold water that was an initial temperature of 2 degrees Celsius. Measurement was then taken at 12 hours and then 24 hours. So the results. After 12 hours, the Swell Traveler was 9 degrees Celsius, the Swell water bottle was 7 degrees Celsius, the generic water bottle was 9 degrees Celsius. After 24 hours, the Swell Traveler was 13 degrees Celsius, the Swell water bottle was 10 degrees Celsius, and the generic was 13 degrees Celsius. The second test was with the hot water, with an initial temperature of 90 degrees Celsius, with temperature measurements taken at 6 hours and 12 hours. After 6 hours, the Swell Traveler was 68 degrees Celsius, the Swell water bottle was 74 degrees Celsius, and the generic water bottle was 68 degrees Celsius. After 12 hours, the Swell Traveler came in at 55 degrees Celsius, the Swell water bottle came in at 64 degrees Celsius, and the generic water bottle came in at 56 degrees Celsius. So to compare apples to apples, let's just talk about the water bottles first, these guys, and not the Traveler. The variance between them was 3 degrees Celsius after 24 hours with the cold water and 8 degrees Celsius with the hot water, with the Swell water bottle performing better overall in all the tests, and the hot water difference is significant at 8 degrees Celsius between the two. Online reviews for the Traveler, this guy here, I saw were mixed, especially when storing hot liquids, as the heat can cause the seal to swell, no pun intended, and come loose. This hasn't happened to me yet, but we'll see how well it holds up in the long run. I think the Traveler didn't perform as well as its brother, the water bottle, because it has a larger wide opening and you can feel the heat loss around the rim and the cap, with a 3 degrees variance after 24 hours for the cold water and a 9 degrees difference for hot water after 12 hours, which is not insignificant. One last thing is the Traveler water bottle can be really hard to open with this smooth top. I have a really strong grip, and even I had a hard time opening this occasionally. So if you're someone who has small hands or has mobility issues in your hands, it might be best to avoid this one because it's really hard to get the cap off. So my conclusions and impressions overall. I really like the look of these water bottles. There's a level of refinement not found in, say, some of the generic water bottles. However, I don't know if paying a premium for a water bottle is really worth it. This is what this review is for, or this comparison, to let you guys decide on your own. If that variance in heat loss makes a difference for you, well, maybe it is worth it. So that's my quick and dirty review of these. Hopefully this helped you out. Hope you found it interesting. Maybe it wasn't interesting at all. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll have more food related and review videos coming up in the future. So consider subscribing if you're not, and until the next video.